Hey guys, Boston, Massachusetts checking in, and we're about to talk about two stories that's on social media right now, being reported by several of the channels. The first one being reported by the Trey King Show as well as Geneva's Closet is in regards to the police officer out of Mississippi who just killed a mother of four whom he was dating. He was having an affair with the woman, black sister, and my brother must have snapped because he's in jail now. She was found by her 8-year-old son. He had shot her in the head. Now, as I always say about these stories, we are the jurors. You understand? Yes, she was wrong for having an affair with a married man. But did she deserve death? Why would this 4-year officer, he was an officer for the police department for 4 years, risk his career to kill this woman? Was she going to expose him? Was she pregnant by him? Did she tell him that she was pregnant? Because no one is reporting that she is pregnant. So, why would an officer who takes an oath to serve and protect decide to throw his career away and kill a woman he was having an affair with? Me personally, I would never date an officer. Not because I think that they're bad people. The ones that are today are, but in general, I just feel like there's things in my private life I don't want to share with them. And I haven't always been on this path of righteousness. So there were times I was out here, on my worst behavior. Yes. And, I'm not proud of that. I'm quite ashamed of it, actually. But here's the deal. They have access to that information. And if I don't tell a person that information, I really won't want them to know that information about me. So we're going to follow this story real closely to get the details of what happened. You see, sometimes you think dating outside your race is better. You think that because someone has a career and your baby's dad don't, or they're not black, that they ain't shit. That they're the shit because, their status. You're being a respect of persons, and this is why you should not be a respect of persons. For this reason right here. Obviously, the man had poor character because what was he doing? Cheating. So if you're cheating, you're lying. And if you're lying, who else have you lied on and lied to? Well, you lied to your wife, because I'm pretty certain every time she was calling you and you was with Miss Lady, you had a lie for her. So, I said that to say all this. The grass is never green on the other side. You can always meet a beast. Doesn't matter what color he is. Look at people's character and the content of their character. I don't trust people in general, but my thing is, are they believable? If a person is believable, then you can pretty much be like, alright, they straight up, they real honest. You understand? But if they're not, you're going to find yourself with a dud just like this one. He is a loser with a capital L, and he probably have always been a loser with a capital L. You just don't fuck up like this overnight. Not with a family involved, not with your career, and not over pussy. You just don't do that type of stuff unless you do that type of stuff. But you know, another one bites the dust. Y'all can check those stories out on the Trey King Show as well as Geneva's Closet. They're talking about this. So Whitney Houston, R.I.P. Whitney Houston. There's going to be a Whitney Houston hologram tour happening. Now, who's doing this? Pat and some marketing firm out of New York. Now, the reason I didn't say Pat Houston, because I heard that Pat is not a Houston, but she was Whitney. She is married to Whitney's brother Gary, and Gary is not a Houston, according to Bobby Brown's book. Now, I never digged Pat because I felt like Pat was a writer, a user. Like, she had the squeaky, clean image. But you had two most iconic people in your hand, and they both died. Let's just keep it real funky here. The most two people who entrusted you with their life is no longer with us on this earth, which was Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina Houston. You know, it wasn't everyone's best interest to keep Whitney on them drugs. Because when you're on drugs, you tend to be happy. Like on 1,000. Happy on 1,000, if that makes sense. Like you're very generous. Nothing matters. Everybody's cool. Meanwhile, everyone that you say are cool is watching you destroy yourself. And they know you're going to give your money away. And because they don't tell you no, they living up in your house, they drive in your cars, they riding on your name. I never checked the net worth of Whitney. But Pat has done some shady things over the years regarding Whitney Houston's estate. She auctioned off 100 items of Whitney when Whitney passed. She auctioned off Whitney's passports, her scripture, Waiting to Exhale. I believe it was her okay, what else? Her wedding gown. Those things are heirlooms to me. Priceless. 1 in a million things on this earth. Pretty sure they were customized, so they had to be one of a kind. But she's so thirsty and money hungry. She should have opened up a museum for Whitney Houston and put all her items on display for people to see. Because Whitney was a beautiful person. I believe that she just got caught up in the music industry bullshit. And that lifestyle is entrapment once you get involved in it, especially when you care. See, when you don't care, you could be like a Cardi B, trashy. You could be like Suki Hana, I don't give a fuck. They're ruly people. And they probably may not even be like that in real life. It's probably all for show. And that's how they secure their bag, by acting a certain way and promoting fucked up behavior. But back to Whitney Houston Hologram tour. They need to leave good enough alone, in my opinion. Because, you know, when that woman was alive, they had all types of fucked up tabloid stories about her. You know, we seen the best of Whitney and we seen the worst of Whitney. And in my eyes, she's just human. You know, hey, I remember back in the days, she came downtown and they used to hold a lot of concerts on the Common, and she was on the Common performing, Boston Commons. And my sister loved Whitney. Whitney was a bad chick, very bad, but she was only famous. She really didn't have any money. She was truly a broke woman, according to sources like the Bobby Brown book. You know, just people who didn't have anything good to say about Whitney. Like I said, I loved Whitney. You know, and I'm sorry that her and her daughter is gone. I always say, you know, I'm going to live for Whitney, because Whitney died young, in my opinion. And her whole thing to me was she was always trying to be accepted and fit in with fucking losers. You know? They were robbing Whitney at a very young age. Very, very young age. And the drugs could have been an escape for her, because I don't believe she liked confrontation. That's why she was avoiding her mom. I read her mom's book too. And you know, it's a sad American story for one of our black celebrity entertainers. Someone we grew up listening to. Someone that all the girls wanted to be back in the days. Everyone wanted to be Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. If Miss Sissy was behind this hologram tour of Whitney, yes, I wouldn't have no issues with it. But because Pat Houston, and I'm sorry, she's not a Houston, because Pat is behind it, I can't support that. She done gave these people, in order to generate cash off of Whitney's name, rights to half of Whitney's estate and assets, her likeness, her image, her music, her film. You could tell that lady's wicked, because that should go to Miss Sissy. You understand? Real relatives and bloodline of Whitney Houston's. That should not be entrusted with Pat. She has no sense of items that are priceless and that are of value. All she sees is monetary gain. She said when they had the show, being the Houstons or something like that, that they was gonna always do a show about her. They was following her. So now that little Miss Bobby Christina ain't on here, why they're not following you? And you know, who gave her that idea? Who allowed her to think that that was okay? You know who it was? Oprah. Because it was on OWN network. They weren't Whitney's friend. None of them was. That's why Bobby Christina didn't fuck with them. All of that stuff that they were saying about Whitney, you understand, exploiting her, trying to expose her to the world about her drug habit and just some poor decisions she has made along the way in her life. That wasn't in the best interest of Whitney. That was all in the best interest of every last one of them but Whitney. And I think Whitney got it in the end. Because, you know, when Whitney realized, like, she always had I'm gonna hold my head high, you know, gesture. When she always felt like she was being played, she always like, fuck that, I'm Whitney. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk too much anything bad about Whitney because, you know, Whitney was one of my favorite celebrity artists. I still rock to her music. I still, you know, I will always rock to her music until the day that I leave this earth. You know, I said I'm going to live for Whitney and little Bobby Christina. They left us too soon. You know, this lady Pat, she's like below the dirt. Even in Bobby Brown's book, I read that she allowed Nick to go into the room, Bobby Christina's room. You gotta understand, they was playing Bobby when it came to his daughter. That's how wicked they are. Okay? The young girl needs her father. You understand? Her mother is already gone. So for you to be just holding leverage over a significant person in her life and like excluding him out of the whole process of having any type of relationship with his daughter, they was wrong for that. And you know what? There is a God in heaven, and sometimes he visits the earth. Pat must be losing something. Because why would she be doing this? Why would she be doing this? Why would she give complete strangers that right to be over Whitney's assets? You know, Bobby talked about how disgusting they was too. He said they threw away all his awards that he received from the different shows, from his performances, all his life work, which is like once in a lifetime memorabilia. Sometimes we call the white man the devil, but the real devil be our own people. The real devil you can be looking at right in their face, your own color. I don't like Pat. I don't like what she stands for. And I would not be surprised if she doesn't leave her husband Gary once all the money is gone. Because I remember when they did that show on television that Gary was sick. He had like kidney failure or something was going on with his kidneys, I believe. And she was too busy worrying about Bobby Christina and taking her to Hollywood, California. She want that life so bad and that bankroll from entertainment so bad. I think when you too clean, you as dirty as they get. I think the more you try to hide shit up and hide things and cover things up, something's up with you. You ain't right. You try to present perfection to the world. Nah. You try to present, oh, you're the good guy. No, you're not. Good guys don't do what Pat did. So, guys, if y'all want to know more about the story, I think the Chronicles is reporting it. I have to just double check my notes. Give me a second. But y'all could check that out on her page. R.I.P. Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina. Y'all are never forgotten. But who's reporting on the story? Chronicle Speaks. Check out her page because she really did a couple of exposés on Whitney Houston and Pat Houston. No one likes Pat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave y'all with what Chronicle Speaks said about her. She gets the 3 P's. She is pretending, perpetrating, and pitiful. She get the 3 P's award. And she deserves it. Pat has been in the business long enough to have established a career for her. She know all the people. She know how they rock and get down. But you see, Pat is a user. She don't want to do the work, but she wants to receive from the work, get money from the work. That's what she do. She was as worth with Whitney's money as Whitney was. The blind leading the blind. Which leads me to another Willie D song. Should have been blind leading the blind. Should have been a coach, not a baller. Well, I don't got the words together, so I can't really spit that for y'all. But it's really sad what's happening. It's really sad what's happening, and I feel bad for Mrs. Sissy. So, out of respect to Mrs. Sissy and the Houston family, I'm not talking any shit about them. None whatsoever. Like I said, you can find out more about this story on Chronicle Speaks. Thank you.